Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we're going to be diving into something that affects literally every single breath you take inside your home, and that is your air ducts. But we're not just talking about airflow in some broad general sense. No, we're actually stepping right into the shoes of the experts at Bright Air Duct Cleaning. We're going to give you an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at exactly how we tackle the hyper-local, highly specific environments right here in Tampa. So let's jump right into this, because honestly, understanding the lungs of your home is just fascinating. And getting a first-person look at how we solve these incredibly complex airflow puzzles, it's going to completely change how you view your home's comfort.
Here's a really quick look at our roadmap for today. First up, we'll explore the Tampa Airflow Challenge. Then we'll walk through our 7-step installation process. From there, we'll zoom in on South Tampa and downtown, followed by a look at Brandon over to Yorba City. And finally, we'll cover how you can get ready for better air. All right, Section 1, the Tampa Airflow Challenge, understanding hyperlocal HVAC needs.
Now, look, bad airflow is a completely universal problem, right? We've all felt it. You know, that one room in the house that's inexplicably 10 degrees hotter than the hallway. But what's really interesting here is how location changes the game entirely. Tampa isn't just one giant monolithic city with cookie-cutter houses. It's actually this incredibly diverse collection of distinct microenvironments. The humidity, the age of the building, the architectural styles, they all come together to create a completely different set of rules for how air actually moves through a space. And this perfectly illustrates our core philosophy. Every Tampa neighborhood comes with its own set of air duct challenges. That is not just some catchy marketing phrase. It is literally the guiding principle of our entire operation at Bright Air Duct Cleaning. Our technicians are rigorously trained to adapt their approach based on exactly where you live and how your specific system was built. We don't do one size fits all, because honestly, in Tampa, one size fits nobody perfectly.
Moving on to Section 2, our 7-step installation process, the macro baseline for quality. So before we can even begin to navigate those tricky local quirks, we absolutely must have a rock-solid foundation. This baseline is what guarantees total thoroughness for every single home we step into. It's the scientific backbone, ensuring that before we get creative with local solutions, the fundamental mechanics are just flawless. Let's break down how this builds. Step 1 is the home evaluation and load calculation, where we measure exactly how much air your specific space actually needs. Step 2 is duct design layout planning, mapping the most efficient pathways for that air to travel. Step 3 involves the careful removal of old ductwork, assuming we're doing a replacement, of course. And Step 4 is the new duct routing. Now, whether that means navigating a sweltering attic, a super tight crawlspace, or fishing through interior walls, we take immense pride in this part. It requires heavy lifting, intense planning, and really precise architectural routing.
And then we finish strong with the final 3 steps. Step 5 is sealing and insulation. Let me tell you, in a climate as humid as Florida's, a perfect seal is everything. Step 6 is register and vent installation, making sure the aesthetic finish looks just as good as the mechanical perfection behind it. And finally, Step 7 is airflow testing and system balancing. We don't just flip the switch and cross our fingers. We rigorously test everything to guarantee that the air is perfectly balanced across every single square foot of your home.
Section 3. South Tampa and Downtown, adapting to distinct local environments.
Okay, now that you understand our baseline, we're zooming way in on the micro level, because the environment changes drastically just crossing town. Let's start with the beautiful, but let's face it, mechanically aging systems you typically find in South Tampa. What's absolutely crucial here is what's hiding out of sight. These gorgeous older homes hide some serious secrets in their ductwork. We regularly find huge amounts of hidden dust buildup and severe airflow restrictions caused by worn seals. I mean, years of running HVAC systems on overdrive in the Florida heat really takes a toll. So for these homes, our full assessment specifically targets those worn seals. Our goal? Restore the routing and seal every single joint. Why? Because you are paying good money to cool your living room, and we are going to make sure your expensive conditioned air isn't just leaking out and cooling your attic instead. Just think about this sheer contrast for a second. On one side, we have downtown Tampa high-rises, which are all about tight spaces, shared property limits, and incredibly strict commercial protocols. And on the flip side, we have the larger homes out in Brandon, defined by their sprawling, extended duct runs and massive balancing challenges. The engineering mindset you need to fix a 20th floor condo is a completely different universe from what you need for a massive single-story suburban home.
Let's look a bit closer at downtown. High-rise condos and shared properties are basically a giant logistical puzzle. You're dealing with highly limited physical access and incredibly strict compliance protocols you have to follow to the letter. We handle downtown by coordinating directly with building management on your behalf. We provide all the documented service records required to keep everyone happy and totally up to code. We basically take the entire bureaucratic headache right out of the equation for you.
Section 4, Brandon to Ybor City, tackling sprawl and history.
Now we're trading the vertical challenges of downtown for the horizontal sprawl out in the suburbs, and then stepping way back in time to preserve some history. Out in Brandon, you typically find much larger homes, which means extended duct runs. It is honestly like navigating an endless labyrinth of aluminum up in those attics. The real issue is that a buildup in just one tiny section can cause a chain reaction, ruining the airflow across the whole house. To solve this, our technicians test the CFM, that stands for cubic feet per minute, at every single register. We don't just blindly clean everything hoping for the best. We use hard data to find exactly which branches are underperforming. That allows us to provide highly targeted, efficient cleaning right where it's needed most.
And then we head over to Ybor City, where the homes are practically museums. For these properties, we utilize something called camera mapping. This is where we use specialized inspection cameras to visually map out older, really hard-to-access duct layouts before you even pick up a tool. This high-tech approach is absolutely vital for making sure those original historic structures remain completely untouched and undamaged. Because the thing with Ybor City is these historic properties often hide incredibly complex airflow issues behind very fragile, aging structures. You really never quite know what kind of older layout or hidden surprise you're going to find inside a 100-year-old wall. So, by using our cameras to map the system first, we prevent damage before physical access even begins. It's how we respect the history of the home while bringing its air quality firmly into the modern era. Finally, Section 5. Ready for better air? Contact Bright Air Duct Cleaning.
So we've taken a tour of our universal 7-step process, and we've explored exactly how we adapt to the very unique personalities of South Tampa, downtown, Brandon, and Ybor City. We've combined our baseline quality with localized expertise because we are the premier local authority for any Tampa airflow issue you might be facing. Whether you're a homeowner, a property manager, or a business ready for expertly tailored service, we are here for you. You can find Bright Air Duct Cleaning at 121610 Henderson Road, Suite 2A, right here in Tampa, Florida, zip code 33625. Give us a call at 813-867-6337. Our experts are available Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., ready to calculate, map, and balance your system to absolute perfection.
I want to leave you with one final, provocative thought as we wrap up this explainer. Next time you're sitting in your living room, just feel the air moving from your vents and ask yourself, is your Tampa home really breathing as well as it should be? Because if there is even a sliver of doubt, well, you now know exactly what it takes and exactly who to call to get it fixed. Thank you so much for joining me to explore the science and the hyperlocal strategy behind clean, perfect airflow.